We are Georgia and David. We quit our jobs to travel full-time around Mexico with our 14-year-old Sheltie Poo Meep. Our goal is to take a picture with her in front of 100 Pueblo signs.
In this video, we show you 4 day trips we took during our 28-day stay in San Miguel de Allende. We are currently just outside of Mineral de Pozos, which is a Pueblo Mágico. They call it a Pueblo Fantasma, which literally translates to ghost town. In the 1500s, this was a big mining town, both silver and some gold, and it is along the Ruta de Plata, which is the silver road. Here we are at an abandoned mine. We did some pretty serious off-roading to get here. I'm not sure.
Actually, I had to put on the 4-wheel drive.
I'm not sure if Google actually took us the right way. There might be an easier route because there is a BMW car in the parking lot here. So I'm going to say maybe we were led astray. But the place that we are at right now is
Hacienda Santa Brigada.
And it is known for its big hornos, big ovens. And so we're going to go take a look now. It is dog friendly and Meep is with us. It is a beautifully sunny day.
I think we're inside or underneath the aqueduct here at the place I said before that I can't pronounce again.
The temperature in here is so much cooler. The walls are extremely thick stone, and it feels absolutely fantastic. It's probably 15 degrees cooler in here than it is out there.
Yeah, Meep's happy now.
Yeah, she was getting kind of hot. She's having, saggy tongue. So the mines are still mostly open. So you can see down in there. And then over here, there's some tape so that way you don't fall in and die. Walking around the mines has been really, really cool. There's a ton of dilapidated buildings and various stages of disrepair. It is really neat. And the mine itself is completely open.
You could fall in.
Yeah, there's a lot of little danger zones, and most of them are not marked. So do be careful. And I do think it's worth coming out. I have to figure out, it will let you know if there is a better route than the one we took, or the one that Google suggests. Because I don't think you could make it in a regular car, but there are regular cars here, so we'll see.
They had to have come a different way.
Had to have.
After the ex-hacienda, we drove to the Pueblo Mágico Mineral de Pozos, snapped our picture with Meep, and then found a pet-friendly restaurant named Diablitos.
Music.
All right, so in the end, there was a different road to get out of there, and it was a lot smoother. For Mexico, it was smoother than the road we came in on for sure. We just followed the trolley out, and that was the thing to do, is follow that trolley out. So if you actually want to go there and you don't want to drive, just take the trolley from in town. The owner of Diablitos immediately took an interest in us and brought over different infused mezcals for us to try with our meal. It was interesting how the same mezcal could taste so different depending on what was in it. My favorite was the rattlesnake infusion, but the maguey worms were a close second. The food was delicious, and we got to practice a lot of Spanish as we learned that the owner actually makes his own mezcal on site. Obviously, we had to buy a bottle before leaving.
So as you can see, our table is now loaded with food and mezcal, and we are having a great time.
After lunch, we took a stroll around this modern-day ghost town before hitting the road. You wanna go? You excited? When we first arrived in Salvatierra, we were pretty hungry, so we stopped at La Veranda, which is right across from the Pueblo Magicos sign. Here, we all found a new favorite food, chicharrón de ribeye. Alright, so we're currently in Salvatierra, which is a Pueblo Magico that's about an hour and a half or so from San Miguel de Allende where we're staying. We have Meep in tow in her backpack, you can't really see her right now, and we're just doing our walk around the city and gonna see about some mercados and maybe getting me a hat. There was supposed to be a Tuesday market in Salvatierra, but we never did end up finding it. Thus, I didn't get that hat. We spent a couple of hours walking around the town and checking out some of the old churches. Unfortunately, only one was open for us to see inside. Afterwards, Meep took a stroll through the Jardín de Salvatierra. Before we left, we took a picture in front of the Pueblo Mágico sign and stopped at a small coffee shop for an icy frappuccino. Our waiter surprised us with guidebooks for all of the Pueblo Mágicos in the state of Guanajuato.
We felt very safe walking around Salvatierra. But one thing we did notice was approximately every fifth or sixth car was some type of police vehicle. There's definitely a heavy police presence in the area. Today we're in Salamanca. The reason we came is because I saw online that they seem to have some very pretty churches, and if you can't tell already, I love pretty churches. So right now we are standing outside of
Templo de Señor del Hospital.
I just got kicked out of Templo de Saint Augustin. That was the most beautiful church inside that we've seen thus far. Unfortunately, they were closing just as I went inside. He let me stay for a couple extra minutes to grab some photos, but it is definitely the prettiest. There was a bunch of wood carvings that were covered in gold paint. There were a bunch of very dark kind of paintings on the wall depicting hell. It was really, really interesting. But we're gonna keep taking a look around. We're gonna try to find somewhere meat friendly to eat and see what else they have to offer.
Alright, so we found a place to eat in the main square with Meep. It was, food, meh.
Okay.
Edible.
It was kind of our fault. It was mostly like a coffee dessert place, so all they have was sandwiches and right behind us now is yet another church. This one is the Parroquia Antigua, so we're gonna go check it out. So we're getting ready to leave. We did stop and grab some ice cream. They had Bailey's and cappuccino flavor, so that was great. And then also we walked past the church again to see if it reopened, and it has not. But they do have a little art exhibit in part of there where they had some photography from around Mexico, and there were some really cool pieces in there.
All right, so we drove about an hour and a half from San Miguel de Allende to Irapuato. This place has a lot of really cool churches and a lot of really neat architecture. And what they're known for is being the world's strawberry capital.
As David has so discreetly pointed out through the power of editing, once we entered Plaza Hidalgo, we were surrounded by churches. The first one we decided to check out was the Catedral de Irapuato. Unfortunately, they were having service at this church, so we were only able to snap a quick photo from the back. Right next door was Templo de San Jose. This one we were able to enter.
After the first two churches, we crossed the square to the Mercado, which was very impressive. There were tons of food stalls and artisan shops over 2 stories. You could probably find anything you need here.
Continuing on, we passed the clock tower and just beyond the Irapuato Gardens. On one side of the gardens was the Tercera Orden as well as the Templo de San Francisco de Asís. We weren't able to enter Tercera Orden, but we were able to go into the Templo, and it was definitely the most impressive on the inside.
Scattered throughout the Irapuato Gardens, you will find giant multicolored strawberries. A little further on, we stumbled upon the Plaza de los Fundadores. Here we found a couple of impressive sculptures. One was even a fountain. And just beyond was the Pueblo sign, complete with a strawberry at the end. We stopped to snap a family photo before checking out the Templo de Hospitalito.
Just to the right of the church was Moralia Cafe. They had one table outside and we were able to enjoy a meal with meat. The food was delicious and the view wasn't too bad either.
After seeing the sights, we walked to one of the larger strawberry stores in the area, Cristalita. They had strawberry everything, home decor, jams, jellies, candies, as well as fresh and frozen strawberries. We finished up the hot day in Irapuato with the strawberries and cream paleta.
We just got back from our day in Irapuato, and as David said at the beginning, Irapuato is known as the world's strawberry capital.
It's also known for something else.
Yeah, that would be cartel violence. Irapuato is pretty consistently ranked in the top 5 most dangerous cities in the world. Now, I will say we felt completely comfortable there. I did not sense any kind of danger. A lot of people say, you know, if you don't sell drugs, buy drugs, or have a business that you don't pay protection for, then you'll be fine. There were lots of people and families around. There were lots of
food vendors.
The city was just gorgeous. It was actually probably one of our favorite day trips that we've taken from San Miguel. There were tons of beautiful churches, and they were very spread out with walking streets and big plazas, and people were very friendly.
We had a lady just take our picture for us.
Yeah, she just asked if we wanted our picture taken. I don't really have anything negative to say. I was planning on saying, you know, that just because we went, we don't necessarily recommend you go, and you have to decide what you feel safe doing, and you know, all that kind of little
go.
But really, it, like I said, pretty much our favorite day trip from San Miguel. So I highly recommend going if you're in the area. You know, I don't know, maybe it's not safe at night, maybe it's not safe in certain neighborhoods, but I can say with pretty decent confidence that during the day, if you're staying in that centro area, it is very safe. And we all had a great time. Me enjoyed her meal as well. Yeah, it was good. If you like this video or find our content helpful, please hit the subscribe button. It would really help us out. We appreciate it.